Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Season 7 Draft Aalysahs featuring All Out Pummeling. I'm JP, one of the coaches of the Toddington Torracats and Season 1 runner-up, and I'm joined by my co-hosts.
I'm Joe, coach of the Crew Current Croconaws, the current reigning champion and the two-time champion.
Yeah.
And I am PK, coach of the Luton Town Leafeons, the Season 2 runner-up.
Hells yeah. Doesn't sound so good after Joseph, does it?
Not quite, no.
Oh god. And we're back! We're not playing Let's Plays of Pokemon ROM hacks. We're here to talk about some competitive Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The old team review coming back again. Dude, was this our fourth one now?
Oh,
yeah, we started in Season 3. Season 3 was first.
Hopefully this should be a streamlined, slick...
Yes. We are trying to get it as short as possible, so if you see it's 4 hours long, we're fucked up.
Clip that. Clip this.
This is us going, we fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not going for the 9-hour odyssey that was the last one, but yeah, hopefully... You know, in the range of like 2 hours, maybe we'll see. We'll see. But before we get into everything,
it's been a very exciting day.
Yes,
some more than others, but yes. In the Pokemon world, 2 new games have been announced.
The Pokemon Direct will happen just a few hours ago. So,
I recorded this. So we got Diamond and Pearl remakes. Finally.
As everyone presumed,
Not necessarily in the form that everyone wanted them in, but they're coming.
I like the art style. It's chibi. It's it's kind of quirky and kooky and cool.
I mean, the art style doesn't matter to me. It's the fact it's not going to be quite what we want. It's not going to be the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire that we want it to be.
Included.
Yeah, it's just going to be here's Diamond and Pearl, but on the Switch.
I never played Diamond and Pearl, so I'll probably pick it up. But yeah,
we'll see how it actually turns out. But
we have no information as of
being
yet.
Cautious with our expectations. But the other game they showed looked freaking sick.
Oh, yeah.
It's like what we wanted from Pokemon for the longest time. It's like Skyrim, but Pokemon.
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Breath of the Wild, but the only thing that worries me a little bit is the frame rate looked slightly choppy. I don't know whether it's because that's early game footage.
It did say this is not final footage. So hopefully
frame rate on early builds is, from my experience in the games industry, is definitely a performance.
One of the last things to fix. Yeah,
exactly. Or it's just ongoing. Early releases will have that. But yeah, it looks sick. You can run around and throw Pokeball. I don't know why Pokeballs are still in ye old Sinnoh.
Well, they're made of like ivory and have a clip on them and things. That's pretty cool. Yeah, if you saw them,
I thought they'd all be like apricorns, but I don't know.
Well, they look like carved
magic,
out of, like bone and something. I don't know. They look cool. Yeah,
ancient samurai Sinnoh magic. That's what it is.
That everyone had psychic powers.
I wasn't sure until they showed like the actual battle screen with like the 4 moves and you have a team of 6 and I was like, okay. It's not just like Pokken tournament but with a runaround element or something. I was like, not sure.
I mean, if it was kind of Pokken tournament but still like Pokemon-y, then that could be cool. I just hope that it's not too much like you're locked into like You encounter a Pokemon and it's like jing, and then your player character can't move. You can only flick through the things and like you're in your own little instance.
I mean, that's sort of what it looked like.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a sort of.
But if you can like run around still, then that would be cool.
Even if it doesn't do anything, like in the Tri-Ace games, generally, you can run around in battle, but it doesn't really do anything. Like...
Yeah, that's true.
Just run up to the enemy Garchomp and I'm helping weaken you.
I can't remember if it showed it in the trailer. Does the trainer also get attacked? Like, if you don't have him on out or something?
Possibly.
Didn't look like it.
I mean, it looks like a fair game, right? I mean, you can run around, throw Pokeballs.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
going to attack you back, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Sent scurrying to the Pokemon Center. Anyway, so lots of interesting Pokemon games to look forward to in the future, hopefully. So look forward to that. But right, so we are here to do a draft Aalysahs.
And speaking of the draft, How did everyone find the draft? JP, how was the draft for you? Did you get what you wanted?
So yeah, I actually got the top 6 that I had on my draft sheet. I got, and I was like, oh, this was great. And then by that point, all the lower stuff I wanted was gone. So I was just like, okay, I'll just kind of get whatever. But had to do some rejigging about, probably for the best. I really wanted to keep the Mega Garchomp, but it just, every sign pointed to me trading it for Mega Diancie, like losing the 4 times weaknesses to Ice for Draft League is nice. Get a bit more special power on there, having potential for a wall, having some cleric, or not so much cleric, but support elements with screens, and the magic bounce was really nice as well, because me and PK discovered, looking at the team, there's a lot of Will-O-Wisp, but my team was very weak to Will-O-Wisp.
yes, your team would just get Will-O-Wisp and die. So
yes, so I think I managed to patch up most of the holes. I think it's a pretty decent team, but it does do one thing, but it does it very well.
Fair enough.
Joe, or should we talk to PK first?
Do you want to?
I got everything I wanted. It is a it is a team of perfect design that is yet to be truly explored, which I'm really looking forward to showing it off.
I'm looking forward to game 1, 2, and 3. Maybe not game 6 or 7 when people have sussed it out.
Yeah, I don't like. I said the whole time, either it's going to be amazing or it's going to be shit, and I'm not. I think if I play flawlessly, it's going to be an absolutely busted team. But yeah, I don't know. It could just collapse and be useless.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, looking forward to it.
That kind of reflects in our ratings of it as well, which we'll get onto a bit later.
I think it's a bit Marmite team, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
Maybe.
But everyone hates it, but whether they think it's good,
they do hate it.
And no one wants to fight it because they know you've got something planned, but they're not quite sure what, and it's like a bit dangerous.
We're about to find out. PK, how's your draft?
So I actually got 8 out of the 10 mons I wanted, but the main thing I was going for was a tier 1 electric type, which somehow I didn't end up getting, and then there was one that was on the table that I just missed entirely because I don't think of it as an electric type, and then there was a tier 3, so it was Thundurus Eye and Cobalion were the only 2 that I didn't get on my team, which is the team I'd actually planned beforehand.
I do remember in the first run of picks before it got to you, it was like first pick, PK wanted that, there's another one that PK wanted, like the Pelipper and the
so the draft obviously I had to change on the fly, and I was happy with the team that I got, but then when the transfers came around, I was like, actually no, I can utilize this to really get what I wanted, because it's strange, like I usually don't make transfers, but this time, because I knew this team was going to be a bit unbalanced, and it was a specific theme rather than trying to make just a balanced team. Like I knew there was going to have to be sacrifices to be made.
Well, I mean, some sacrifices have been made, but not necessarily ones that you care about, because you kind of got what you wanted in the long run.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is a tier 3.
That is a tier 3, and we'll get into it, but it does mess up the team a little bit. And I went in fully well knowing this.
Yes. We'll get into that in a bit. So, we are gonna run through all of the teams, hopefully in one part, maybe 2 parts, we'll see. And we're gonna be showing off the results from the survey. We're gonna be doing that at the start, and then talking about why that might be and what we thought in comparison, and then closing out each team. We'll be putting each team into a little tier list.
Tier list.
And might be another another side metric as well, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
We've gone through so much math and metric. Who knows anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we do averages of the averages of the averages, then maybe it'll be sort of what we think it should be. No.
You don't want to see what we were doing last night. Just got to the end of the alphabet in a spreadsheet, columns.
Yeah.
It was like, we're on the Y column. We need more columns. But yeah, we pretty much we did all the legwork that we normally did with like the numbers and stuff. But we're gonna try not to bore you too much with 10 million numbers. We're actually gonna talk about the Pokemon.
Yeah,
but we have the numbers if we need them, and we're gonna go in reverse alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Just gotta change it up every time.
Oh yes, yeah. None of this draft order shenanigans.
It's Z to A on this show.
Yes, which does mean then that today we are starting off. Our first team is going to be the newest team of the league.
Freshest.
We have
so fresh.
the YEOVIL Town YUNGOOSES, otherwise known as.
Am I doing this?
Yeah, it's yours.
Okay, hang on.
This is your thing.
Otherwise known as the Yu-Woo-Chun Yu-Gi-Oh!
The Yu-Woo-Chun Yu-Gi-Oh, you say?
This is what happened after I went to bed last night.
Joe's just really looking at this like, he's gonna be like, what the fuck are these guys on about? So yeah, with the Aalysahs, we like to give the teams some silly names, and we only came up with this yesterday, so I couldn't remember the top of my head. But yes, the Yu-Woo-Chun Yu-Gi-Ohs. Right, and so on their team, they have a Mega Manectric, Skarmory in Tier 1, Suicune in Tier 2, as well as a Florges, Roserade and Haxorus in Tier 3, Ninetales in Tier 4 with Persian Alola, and a Girder and a Golurk in Tier 5.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
First impressions, what do you think?
First impressions are pretty good for me, because there's a lot of mons I kind of like on it.
Okay.
Like, just name-wise, obviously, I've had Persian Alola before, really liked it. Like, Suicune's already really good. Like, Golurk did great for JP last season. Like, and I had Haxorus, and it was like, yeah, it's not bad.
I've actually used 7 out of the 10 of these mons. So I know a little bit about a lot of the stuff that he's got here. Joe, what do you think of it?
It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. There's some little bits of synergy pocketed around. Like, yeah, you have a Skarmory and your Suicune as your main sort of tanks. There is a Florges there also to be a huge tank. But Skarmory and the Suicune both don't like the electric type. So you got yourself a Lightning Rod Manectric there to get the boost on the Switch, to get the boost. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little.
Yeah,
little
I do like the Manectric cover for the Skarmory and Suicune. There's a nice little bit of synergy there. Didn't actually notice until you just mentioned that. So good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was slightly more down on the team, but we'll see as we get through a few of the teams later on that this one is particularly lacking in power, shall we say. But it is definitely one of the more bulky teams in the league, which is actually a nightmare for the for all the offensive teams in the league. So
yeah,
it'll be better.
We should mention this is the most offensive draft league we've ever had.
Yes.
We have so many teams that either are just bulky offense or pure hyper offense. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes during the actual the games. So
yeah. Well, should we see what the league thought about this team?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so the YEOVIL Town, the Yu-Woo-Chun Yu-Gi-Oh!
Considering you spelled YEOVIL quite incorrect, like this is probably an upgrade.
Okay, so they received 2 A ranks, 11 B ranks, and 3 C ranks. So it was 16 votes in total, which is a C minus. So, not terribly positive on the league there. So the way that we've done the averages again, so basically we've added up all of the votes, turned it into a percentage out of 100. Each vote is weighted sort of differently, and then we've taken the highest and the lowest scoring teams, and then based the percentages, also like the grades needed to get like an S rank.
Based the increments on the top.
Yeah.
This way, the best team from the survey is an S rank, and the worst team is a D rank, right? Or C.
Essentially,
Yeah. As close as.
Yeah.
So even if it doesn't sound like, wait, I got 10 Bs and 2 Cs, how am I a C?
Exactly.
It's because, once it translates over.
Yeah, so the popular vote is a B. So you can look at it that way if you like as well. But yeah, so according to that, it's not the hottest team. What do we say in answer to that?
I
agree.
Yeah, somewhat agree. It's pretty decent. It's got good bulk, but
Like we just said, the league says it's not very good, and it's like, it's pretty decent.
Well, that's the thing. Like, my first impression of the team when I said, I kind of like it. I like all the mons. Is different from obviously when we looked into it. And
when we do
actually,
deep dive.
This might have some issues. This team,
Yeah.
particularly as we were saying earlier, in the sort of offensive nature.
Yeah, right. Because what they got for their offense? They got a Mega Manetric and a Haxorus. And then other than that, it's just sort of everything's kind of lackluster. Roserade's okay. Suicune's good if it gets off like 20 calm mines.
Good is okay. Florges is okay.
Florges is okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's really lacking big options, right?
Yeah.
Because especially that Mega Manetric as your only main like big special attacker, having only really gets 5 moves that are usable, right?
That is one of the
it's like
the
what
main
overheat,
issues with it.
bolt switch, and that's kind of it.
No
hidden power.
Ice. Yeah.
So it's a lot of weight on a Haxorus and a Mega Manetric.
I mean, it does do its job, and it does it very well, but I found when I was using it, it was just missing that little bit of power that you need to get through a lot of stuff. It's a really good revenge killer, but then he's not really got much else aside from the Haxorus, which is going to be punching the big holes in the team. You could argue regular Ninetales in the sun with a Z move. That's a pretty big nuke.
Yeah, but I think the Ninetales most of the time is going to be a flash fire for the Skarmory. It's not going to be the Drought.
That's true. Yeah, we should say that he has covered his weaknesses kind of all right, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think defensively the team's fine.
Like you could say ground, I guess,
even.
but he's got a flyer at least to get around it. So
Yep. In terms of like the overall base stats of the mons, he has one of the lower base stat totals in the league. He's got 506, which is only 8 points above the lowest in the league, which we'll find out later. But yeah, so maybe perhaps some of the perception of this being a little on the weaker side is just because it's missing some of that raw, he hasn't got like
raw power, a
Landorus T kind of thing.
It's both missing raw power and I would say boosting. Obviously, Suicune boosts, but
Suicune boosts, Haxorus boosts.
But then that's kind of it. Like it's just
it's not the fastest thing out the gate, which is what you really want it to be. Like it's really threatening with Dragon Dance, and I think the Mold Breaker will really help in this league because we've got a few Rotons lurking about. We've got Joe's team. So I think that these mons can work in this league, and I think the bulk, the walliness of it will be good versus all of the offensive teams.
It's just whether the offense and the flexibility let it down.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe in the transfer period he might want to look at getting another hitty thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or conversely, like another
just double down
thing.
Just double down and
double down
and grinding it out.
Yeah, we haven't talked about his hazards at all. He's got a few. So he's got Stealth Rock and Spikes on the Skarmory, Spikes and Toxic Spikes on Roserade, Rocks on the Golurk. The Roserade is a grounded poison to absorb the Toxic Spikes, so that's all nice. He's got 2 Defoggers, and they are good ones in Skarmory and Florges, but no Rapid Spin.
Yeah, pretty decent.
Yeah, we say it's above average hazards and control in this team.
Yeah, and I don't think... I mean, aside from the Haxorus and the Manectric, he's not caring too much about Sticky Webs, because the rest of the team is kind of slow anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, I think that the ratings are maybe fair, but I do think that this team will potentially surprise a lot of people.
I think every mon is good in isolation, but as a defensive unit, might not be.
Like,
and it's poised to take on the rest of the league, I think.
Yeah, having such good defense, especially in this current draft, is, I think, going to be pretty powerful. So,
and
look forward to see how it goes.
Florges was top 3 kill leader one season, I think.
That one you had it, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, PK swears by Persian Alola. Golurk was fantastic last season.
No one can look at Skarmory quite the same way since you swept a couple people with it. So
it was like, oh, hey, Dom, you remember that? We calm Skarmory. It's like, I can't believe. I think
just a defensive mon.
I brought it to a game against the Wailords as well, and they said afterwards that they thought, Tom said, oh yeah, it will just be a Spike Skarmory. That's kind of what it does, right? And then we calm a weakness policy. Let's go.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it was good. So, in the tier list, where do we think we're putting it? We haven't actually. So you've probably seen already what the things are, unless I've actually maybe in post I've put stuff over it, so we can reveal it now.
Sensor bar.
Yeah, maybe I've done that. Ignore what I just said. We're going to reveal what the tiers are. Reveal. See the colours. Okay. So the top tier we have. Is this the power of Ultra Instinct?
My God.
It's the Leominianis.
I did think about calling it that, and I was like, that's too niche. Only me and you, JP, get that.
Yeah, no one's seen Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yeah, so there's obviously a reference to Dragon Ball Super, the latest Super Saiyan transformation. Don't even know if it's Super Saiyan. It's just like
it's
a god power.
It's Ultra Instinct.
It's Ultra Instinct. Its instincts are so honed. So that is our god tier. That's our top tier. Next we have. Joe, do you want to read this one out? You've got this for it.
You are strong and wise, and I am very proud of you.
So this sounds like a Obi-Wan kind of.
Yeah, it's the Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Okay, good. So that's our second tier. Then we've got that's a spicy meatball as our third tier. Fourth one. One of you want to take this?
Mediocre.
Okay, and then PK, you want to take the last one?
Our final tier is the Dante Must Die tier.
And I believe that's reference to Devil May Cry.
The hardest difficulty in Devil May Cry.
And probably the hardest difficulty in any video game ever. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so if you're in that tier, then yeah, you're in hard mode for the league.
Pretty hard mode.
Yeah.
I should say the meatball reference, that's from The Mask, and what's the R mediocre?
That's from Immortan Joe in Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Fantastic. Okay, so I can reveal the once I get the correct window open on my end.
Shall I reveal it? Would that be easy?
Yes, go for it. Okay.
The Yeovil Town Youngooses are mediocre.
Mediocre. There we go. Yeah, so I think this is fair. I do think that this team will do better than we've all said, because I think it is a team that matches up well versus the rest of the league.
Yeah.
But I think that this team could be definitely moved up another tier if they can get something a bit bigger, a bit hittier maybe, or even something that just works really nicely with a team. Just double down on like toxic spikes or something.
But wait, I know what you're all thinking. There's 16 teams in our league.
Yeah.
What other roster has 16 teams on it? 16 characters. That's right. It's Mario Tennis 64.
There it is.
Woohoo!
Oh
Tennis! Yes.
If this team was a Mario Tennis character, who would it be? And that's right. We've got a Mario Tennis character for every single team.
Yeah. So when we're all out of lockdown and we get to the next meetup, we can load up a game of Mario Tennis, do a little tournament. We each
You've been assigned your characters.
Yeah. Which should be a little bit fun. And we thought also as well, because a lot of the teams are kind of categorized like they're either this or the this or the this. Like there's not a lot of like teams that are kind of like the same, like balance, just a bit weirdly.
There's only a few balanced teams, right? This time we've got loads of offense, some good defense, stuff like that. So we were like, it's like Mario Tennis archetypes.
It worked out pretty well.
Yeah,
it did. Right. So do you want to reveal which one
this team
is?
The Technique character Daisy. Princess Daisy.
Princess Daisy. Now, hold on. You might be thinking, why are we giving him Daisy? I think this team will take a bit of skill to get the most out of it.
Yes.
Daisy is because it's the kind of like the new one to the game. We don't know much about it. It's kind of like pretty out there. Was it Samsara Kingdom was where Daisy was from originally?
I don't know.
In one of the Game Boy Mario games.
To the characters.
Yeah.
We are liking the teams to the characters.
I don't know. When you see some of them later on.
Some of them fit. And everyone fits just to different levels of fitting.
I must also say, this is just us being idiots for our own entertainment.
Every part of this is...
this whole show is just...
You can agree with us, so you can disagree with us, you can disagree with the things, you just got to go out there and prove it that you're the best. Unless, we say that you're the best, then, feel free to be worse so that we can beat you. Okay.
That's our first
We've
team.
done our first team, and, it's only 28 minutes in, it's fine.
Sorry, we did a lot of spiel. Right, and we had to explain stuff. Now we're just bang, 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 done.
Bang, 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 bang,
One bang every time.
So
and actually, I started the recorder slide before. Right, so next up we have the Hushti WARTORTLES, otherwise known as the Worcester WARTORTLES, coached by Handsome John and Squad Jen.
Yes, indeed. What they got, JP?
They've drafted the Mega C of a Mega Steelix, gone for Jirachi and Rotombosh in Tier 1. Tier 2s have a Hydreigon and a Togekiss. Ooh, nasty stuff. Tier 3 is an Amoonguss. Tier 4 is the Moltres that put in so much work last season with Choice Specs U-Turn. And Tier 5, they have a Quagsire, the Vikavolt I wanted, and Dunsparce. What do you think? First impressions?
Got a bunch of Green Grace and a bunch of Handsome John favourites.
Pretty much. That's what this looks to be.
Amoonguss, Moltres, Quagsire, Vikavolt all come... they were on the winning team for John in season
5?
5?
Season 5, yes.
Yes, yeah. So they are...
been on 2 winning teams, I think. So.
I think that this is a great value team. They picked up some really solid stuff in each tier, like Hydreigon. I think the idea behind the Hydreigon is like, no way there's that tier 2. I'm picking it up and showing everyone that this stuff is amazing. Quagsire, funnily enough, me and Pico were looking through all of like the
value pick.
It's the most valuable pick in the league just because in like OU and all that stuff, it's like the highest tier is like, I don't know, is it RU or UU?
Quagsire is UU, but it's a tier 5.
But it's
tier 5.
So we
worked out the
UU
differences between the two.
Yeah, because that was one of my original team ideas. I was just going to take like the highest value picks in everything, but then I decided to make my team. Yeah, so that is just briefly looking at his team. Should we find out what the league thought?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so the Worsty Warty Torts. They received 4 S ranks, 5 A ranks, 6 B ranks, and 1 C rank, which goes to average of 68.8, which is an A-. So strong team, according to the league.
We should mention, me and PK have not heard these survey results. We are hearing them for the first time as JP reads them out.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is why when we did the youngest, it's like, oh no. Oh dear. But yeah, so WARTORTLES. Do you think that people are actually imagining the coaches like, oh, he won season 5, or he's got to be a good team even if we don't know what
I think they're. I mean, I think it's more it's both the player and the annoyance of the team, because you're looking at it, it's like, am I actually going to be able to play the game? Like, is it just going to be a team stealing turns from me? And it's like,
stealing turn with the Steelix.
Like, you can't help think about how your team matches up against it as well. That's the thing. I'm not sure people have been able to put out their mind in said questionnaires.
Yeah. But I wish I had something that had healed Bell.
Yeah.
Oh man, looking at this team reminds me a lot of another team that unfortunately I can't talk about because of spoilers. But it's it's got a lot of really strong stuff that is going to be super annoying. Like how are you getting through? Do you get a turn to play versus Jirachi, Togekiss, and Mega Steelix?
Well,
and the Dunsparce.
I
don't want the Dunsparce.
Gonna coil up and nut you. That's what it's gonna do. Or glare you. It gets glare.
Yeah.
It is a snake.
So I do actually have... Oh, so you can say?
Oh, sorry, no. I was going to say, like, the thing with this team is kind of... You will get a turn against this team, though. You'll get 1 turn, because it's not the fastest of teams.
Yes,
yes.
It is quite slow. Just to give you a couple of little bits of statage on this team actually has the lowest average attack in the league. However, it does also have the highest defense in the league. So base attack of 86 and base defense of 103. So that's Steelix.
That's defense. Yeah, that's Steelix with 230 defense.
Yeah, that warps things a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it goes 230, then it drops down to Jirachi at 100, and then after that it's all sub 100.
Yeah,
right? So it's like,
somewhat subpar.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it also is dragging down the speed stat a bit, because it is one of the slowest in the league according to just the base stats.
It's almost like averaging out base stats doesn't really tell you anything.
Exactly.
No. But it is still interesting info. Do you remember when I think the Penis and Palpitoads raised it in our league, and it was like, oh, it's interesting though. It's like, yeah, I agree, even if it doesn't mean much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did we think about the team a bit when we dove into it a bit more?
Decent power, lacking speed, decent bulk, but they're not like hugely defensive.
Yeah.
They've got pretty good sort of hazard control. They've got let me scroll over here.
Yeah, they've got a Steelix, a Jirachi, a Dunsparce that will get rocks. They've got good defogger in Wash, and Hydreigon could do it. Obviously,
we should
Politoed
say
gets it, but you don't really want to do it. But
we should say as well that their offense is more in the special side with stuff like Vikavolt, Hydreigon, Togekiss, Moltres.
yeah, it's like it's pretty much
Wash.
it's Jirachi and Steelix are the only things that are going to hit you on the physical side, and even then,
and
like,
one Quaggy boy.
Oh yeah, I mean, Quagsire is going to hit you with an earthquake.
An earthquake from no EV investment.
From no investment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So overall, I think that this is it's a solid team. I think I didn't rate it that highly, but I kind of regret it just because it's going to be super annoying to fight.
I didn't rate it very highly, but mainly because it's like, yes, it can be annoying to fight, but you've got to win that coin flip. Like, so if you don't, then it's kind of not as good as other teams in the league, in my opinion.
See, I think this team probably shits on mine, but I'm still not that afraid of it. Like, I know I probably lose this matchup, but I don't think it's that good. So I'm not.
Most of his Pokemon can run a Choice Scarf really nicely. Like Jirachi is fantastic with a Choice Scarf. Red and Wash, it's good with the Choice Scarf. So
but
it
then
makes
they are
up
locked into that.
Yeah.
So you'll get the information. Like, you may already have the information of what they're going to do by prep or whatever, but then you're guaranteed to know that it's like, oh wait, no, this is just going to be Choice into Ironhead. Like,
yeah, I think that's going to be a fairly common feature, I think, from this team, isn't it?
Yeah. But we do think this team is quite tricksy. Not only does it have the Serene Grace thing, but you don't know which thing is going to be Choice Scarfed into the Serene Grace. Or is it going to be the Tokens? Is it going to be the Drachi? Is the Dunsparce going to turn up as well as all of the other ones? What the hell was that?
He's just spilt his drink everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Putting out a small fire.
Fantastic. Oh yeah, that hasn't aired yet.
God, spoilers, JP. Come on,
spoilers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You'll just have to watch whatever it is, episode 26 or something of the.
Just a load of files just covered in squash.
Oh no! Hopefully they're not for your new abode.
No,
right.
The new abode has already happened. We have that. There's nothing I can spill that will stop.
Streamlined. We need to be streamlined.
Streamlined. Yes.
Stop your spilling of drink.
Yeah. I think that this team is good value. I think that he's managed to pick up some very annoying stuff. I know that Jen is very happy with this team as well. So I think they will do well with it. We'll have to see how well it will actually do, though. Should we get into our tier rating?
Yeah. Shall I? Do you?
Yeah. If you read them, you read them out, and I'll click the button.
Okay. So, the Worcester WARTORTLES find themselves as mediocre.
Mediocre. Yeah. Yeah. So I think like we said, like it's not like the best at much, but it is annoying.
Yeah, I think it's going to steal wins. It's going to steal wins when you do.
Yep. Steals turns and steal wins.
Yeah.
There we go. Every win they get is fraudulent. GG. Hacks them on RS.
GG, why play?
GG. Yeah,
but if this team was a Super Mario Tennis character.
Oh, who would they be?
Well, being so stealing of the wins and so tricky. They're going to be a tricky character.
There's not that many tricky characters.
Yeah, boo.
It's the boo.
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 It is spooky.
Boo him for drafting Serene Grace.
Boo, drafted Serene Grace.
Tricky boo.
Yeah, so I think that worked quite nicely. And if you look at them straight in the face to observe their handsomeness, then they're like, oh no. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, I like that one. I think that works quite nicely. Cool. There you go. You are a boo.
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 That's boo, not Abu from
Aladdin.
Saying boo earns. Boo earns. Boo earns, not boo. I was saying boo earns. Okay, on to the next team then. It's gonna be the Torracats of us. I mean, the Toad and Torracats, yes. It's my team.
It's your
Vicky's
team. How are you feeling? Are you happy? You sad?
Pretty happy.
Pretty happy.
Well,
tell everyone what you got.
I got Mega Diancie, the Landorus T, Landorus Therian, Keldeo, both as tier 1, Superior in tier 2, Talonflame, season 7, Gen 7, drafted a Talonflame, tier 3. Medicham in tier 4, first time Medicham, regular Medicham's been drafted. Regular Absol in tier 4 as well. I had the Mega version last season. Well, picked up the Mega halfway through. It was really good for us last season, so I want to get my Dark type there. Luxray in tier 5, as well as Rampardos and Glaceon, the strongest Blizzard user in the game.
Was, not still currently.
Still, currently, to this day. I don't give a fuck. What do you say? Go on then. What do you think? What do you think, boys?
You seem to have drafted a large blunt obstrument.
Yes.
Instrument. It's going to use obstrument. I couldn't decide between object or instrument or an obstrument. A large
or trauma the team.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is no defense on this team.
There's not a lot. I mean, it's not completely without options, but defense was definitely not.
But it's close.
It's close. It's real close. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of bulk, all you've got Lando with an Intimidate. Superior has surprisingly good defenses, and you have a Mega Diancie before it Mega evolves. That's it. That's like all you got. Everything else is frail as hell, going down in one hit.
So this is a hyper offense team. It was modeled after a team that I saw on a Blunder. It was a Blunderbuss video. I don't know. He's a
might have been Blunder Thunder
person. Good at the game, better than I am. So that's why the Garchomp was on there originally, because it was originally like Garchomp, Lando, Alati, Keldeo, and Talonflame and Medicham, and I was like, okay, cool, I can do that, but I'll switch out the Lati for Superior. Cool. So what did the league think?
Oh yeah,
the team.
Yeah.
Someone's very kind. I got 1 S rank.
That was you. Yeah,
it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Could have been Becky. I don't know.
Actually, yeah.
Got an 8 A ranks, 5 B ranks, and 2 C ranks.
Seems a bit hard.
That was me and PK. That was me.
Okay, very well. Which averages out to 62.5%, which is a B. As I'm just eternally gonna get a middle of the road team according to the ratings. It's always a B.
Because you generally don't draft good teams. That's why.
I tried this time. I tried to get a good team.
No, you didn't. You tried to get a fun team.
I've got a Landorus T and a Keldeo. Yes, but when we mean good in Draft League, we generally mean balanced. This is not that.
I mean, if you had to come up with a hyper-offensive team, this is pretty close to what you'd want for the best hyper-offensive team in this league. As such, I think it does have the best offense of any team in this league currently.
I would give it that.
Base stat total. I'm bringing it back because it's a stat I can gloat about.
I
can gloat about.
He's got it.
Right. So I have the highest base attack with 107.
And that's not even taking into account the Medicham's doubled attack.
Yes, that's true. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. And special attack, we are, I think, we're the joint third. We are the third highest with 97, but the highest is only 100, so we're only a couple points off of that. So
picking up that Diancie really helped this.
Flippin' offensive team, and it's not even that slow either. We're based out total of 90, which is only 3 off of the fastest as well.
Yeah, Superior's quick. Talonflame is blisteringly fast and has super priority. Medicham gets a bunch of priority. Mega Diancie is 120, great speed tier. Keldeo's fast.
Really good choice scarf user, both Keldeo and Landorus. Even Superior with just choice scarf.
Even Rampardos.
Rampardos,
Rampardos is your slowest thing, but you still might just choice scarf it and just hit things.
Yeah, so I really wanted to make sure that I had covered having wall breakers, having sweepers, having sort of the glue of like revenge killers to piece the team together. And I think I've managed to get everything that I wanted to make the team work. We have because I was really worried that I was super physically offensive and there's so much Will-O-Wisp I had no way to deal with it. Whereas now, obviously, Talonflame is immune to it, so that's physical fire, which is kind of nice. Luxray gets Guts, so if you Will-O-Wisp it, it'll just make it stronger. And the Mega Diancie has Magic Bounce, and I've got rid of the Garchomp, so I've got rid of a Mon and gained a Mon that can, not give a hoot about it.
Well, more often we will be
transfers definitely improve this team.
Yes, So obviously Rampardos and Landorus aren't liking it, but Also, I wanted to try and cover up a few of the weaknesses because I was looking through in the transfer period like what all the other teams were weak to, what my team could do against it, and what I was weak to, and things like Pinsir. Like nobody's weak to Bug at all, so it just made no sense to keep the Pinsir. So that's why Drux did the Luxray, which then one of the things I'm weak to is water. Now I have an option for that. Oh, so water and flying. So I was like, okay, well now I have an electric type. So kind of happy with the transfers, happy with the team in general. I think it's going to be good. I'm only really scared of stall teams and possibly the Shedinjas.
But you do have a singular fast utility mon. Like the most utility you're going to get is a Talonflame because it's very fast and it gets taunt. So that's an option.
Oh yeah. We were also saying for any of the other shenanigans, I've got a taunt on Talonflame.
Yeah. That's it. But you've got it, at least.
You've got it. You do have to worry about the rocks, though, obviously, with that Talonflame. It does get defogged, but you ain't going to use it for defogging. But you do have Lando for rocks and defogging, Superior for defogging, Diancie for rocks and magic bouncing, Rampardos for rocks. Anything else there? I think that's about it.
I've got some really good Z-move uses in Lando, Keldeo, and Talonflame. All really nice for Z moves. I think that was something else I was going to say, but I've forgotten.
So in summation.
I was going to say the Talonflame is the sole survivor of the all bird squad that I originally wanted to do. I was gonna get like Staraptor, Swellow, Talonflame, Bravery, Mandibuzz, all of them just for big bird spam. But Talonflame is the only surviving member.
Yeah, then he fought my team and was like,
I mean, it was last move, last turn. And
the second game was, yes. And when
the first game, I was like, I don't know. He's set up the rain and is using steel and electric to kill me, and I can do nothing against it.
Showing you the weaknesses of your team, hence why you shouldn't draft it, because you won't have fun.
But then when I played around it, because I knew what I was getting into, I was like, okay, there's a way around it. It's fine. But I just still lose that. Anyway.
Most offensive team in the league, one of the fastest teams in the league, one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Okay, hazard controls, not very flexible at all, because you're all just hitting shit. Where have you ended up on our tier list, though?
You tell me.
Dun. The Toddington Torracats are a spicy meatball!
Spicy meatball! Hey.
Exactly where you want it to be. You love
I mean, I could have happily been You Are Strong and Wise, but...
that's not your style, JP.
It's not. I'm
you're strong,
not wise.
You're not wise.
I guess I am a spicy meatball. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
I will accept the spicy meatball. Mamma mia. But that's not a clue as to which character I am.
Or it could be. We know a character who loves his meatballs in the Mario Tennis franchise.
We do. Well, I mean, like most of them do, right? Because they're Italian.
Well, it's the one you were all thinking of. Yep. It's the character you were all thinking of. It's a power character. It's Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong!
Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, okay. Banana.
He's got good speed across the ground and a big hit. That is this team. That is Donk.
And it's a little in-joke between us that I'm like DK.
Yeah, even in your end of upper school yearbook.
End of upper school, it was like, it's me a DK.
Yeah, a picture of you, a picture of DK with his head as your head, or your head as his head, even.
Yeah, and I'm like flying. It's like the Jungle Beat one, or where they're in the what's they called, the jetpacks things. I was like flying along with that. And I like playing the donk in Smash Bros. And the donk gives 0 hoots about anything.
He does. No matter how much damage
he doesn't give a monkey's uncle.
Hey. And you love the bongos.
I do love the bongos. Speaking.
Segue. I'm going to give you a Donkey Kongo bongo solo.
Let's go. We're going to play the Turkish march for y'all. Yeah, so that's the Torracats team. I like it. I hope Becky likes it. I think she likes independent mons on it. But unfortunately, we couldn't get the Ribombee, and the Arcanine didn't fit as well as the Talonflame because I needed the ground resist. So there we go.
Right now.
Move on then to next Teemo. Armed and ready.
Here we have there.
It's the Sheffield SHEDINJAS.
I couldn't remember what they were.
Sheffield SHEDINJAS. Yeah. So, look at that. It's another hyper offense team. But it's a little bit different to mine.
It's a little bit
because it's a hail team.
It's a hail team.
Because it's a hail team. Yeah, exactly. Look, right. So they've got a Mega A of a Mega Gyarados, Thunderous T, Monstrous Powerhouse in Tier 1, Ninetales Alola, set in the hail for the hail team in Tier 2 alongside a Bishop, Excelgor and Salazzle in Tier 3, Hariyama in Tier 4. Is Salazzle and Excelgor been drafted yet? I don't think they have.
I don't. Salazzle has. Salazzle's definitely been drafted before. Excelgor is a new mon.
No, Excelgor.
Is it?
Who had Excelgor? I don't remember any.
It himself had it.
Because didn't Sam link a match of him versus Ray where he was using Excelgor to set up all the hazards? And
wasn't that
wasn't
that in like Dunsparce Cup territory?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
We haven't updated our stats yet from
we've got
of who's
2
taken
seasons of
I don't remember ever seeing an Excelgor, so I'm going to say
Excelgor was drafted season 1 and season 2. I've just popped.
Well, gosh darn it.
There you go.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. That's why we.
It's flipping great. It's flipping great. I love Excelgor. I want it every season, but I just never. I can never fit it in.
You described it to us while we were talking about it as a Thunderous T.
It's Thunderous T.
So if you 3.
Yeah, so it's if you put a choice Scarf on a Thunderous T and you put a choice Specs on an Excelgor, they hit the same
Pokemon.
Same speed, same power. Yeah, same Pokemon.
Same Pokemon. Yeah, bug buzzers.
Easy. So don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on
it. We've also got the Hariyama in Tier 4, as well as Lilligant, Squad Gen favourite in Tier 5, making its league debut. Desperate Man's Claydol and a Barbaracle for some Shell Smash shenanigans. Hang on a minute. There's only one Ice-type Pokemon on this team. This isn't a very good Hail team at all. What are you doing, Ed?
Bottom tier. Worst Hail team I've ever seen.
Well, exactly. You haven't even got Walrein. You need the Stallrein.
The Stallrein.
The Stallrein. Oh, just you wait till Gen 8. Oh,
so
going to be the most disgusting Hail team you've ever seen.
Team's whole thing is to boost up horrifically
behind screens,
an Aurora Veil.
While whittling you down.
Yeah.
Thunderous T double dances with both agility and nasty plot. Ninetales even gets nasty plot, doesn't it? I think
so. Yeah.
Regular does. I'm not sure about the Alola, but would make sense. Excelgor,
big moves.
Think has any boosts off the top of my head. Hariyama
definitely gets nasty plot.
Hariyama belly drums and probably
it's just quite hitty anyway.
Is just big. Lilligant quiver dances, Gyarados dragon dances, Bisharp swords dances,
and has Defiant
and rock polishes and stuff.
And this man nearly didn't turn up to this season. He was like, "Nah, I'm gonna sit this one out," and then he was like, guess I'll do it myself.
Arms was made, and he came in, and he's going to hit hard and hit fast.
Barbaracle over there with the Shell Smash. This team's scary. If it gets off, if you misplay for like 1 turn or 2 turns, and then boom, he's got up a sub, boom, he's got up an Aurora Veil, boom, he's already off 2 quicker dances, and you're like, oh no, how do I How do I make it stop?
How do I make it stop? Well, what does the league think about it? Does the league think that they can stop it?
That's fine.
So they received, the Sheffield SHEDINJAS received 2 S ranks, 10 A ranks, 3 B ranks, and 1 cheeky little C rank. It's an average of 70.3, which is an A rank.
Right.
Yeah.
Just about gets the A.
Pretty A to me.
Solid. Big solid.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's about the ballpark that I put it as well. Definitely sort of like up the top there for me. But we did have some difficulty placing this one, didn't we? Because
because a lot of the fear factor is potential. Yeah.
Potential danger. Not.
Yeah, when we look through our little MOT criteria checklist, it didn't score very well. And then we put where we thought it would be. Or was it the other way around? So it did actually score really well, and then we were like...
No, it scored badly.
We all thought it's actually a very
Scary
good
team.
Yeah.
Right.
So a little behind the scenes, it's actually, we rated it 10 places higher than our scoring kind of gave it. So
Yeah,
which
we tried to order...
Which is the biggest jump of obviously any team because it's massive.
Yeah, we tried to order like 1 to 16 where we thought people might be, just to help us decide on the tiers. And the SHEDINJAS were a struggle.
Yeah, there were. I think there were 4 teams that were kind of a bit wacky, but this was probably the wackiest. They got huge setup offense, decent speed, like Selgor, Thunderous T.
Yeah, it's definitely above average speed. Like
good priority kicking around on Bishop things. It's
Harry
they do have
priority. Like,
and they've got things like Dragonbots on the Gyarados, which is nice.
They all boost their speed, so it's horrible.
Lilligant,
And despite all that speed and offense, they can still take a hit kind of pretty well, even without, taking into the account the Aurora Veil that should be up most of the time. Hariyama's got a nice bit of HP.
We've got pretty good typings and a little bit of bulk.
Mega Gyarados is flipping horrible, right? It's got like 134 special defense. That's so stupid. I always think, it's just a big frail thing, but no.
And can switch its resistances and weaknesses.
Yeah. Only thing to mention is if they're setting up all these Aurora Veils, then you're going to want to be brick breaking it, and Ninetales isn't a fan of it. Mega Gyarados isn't a fan of it. Bishop definitely isn't a fan of it. Barbaricle's not a fan of it. So there's a lot of things that might not be liking hitting a brick break. So
and then when continuing to look at hazards, like if you get up rocks against them, unless they're bringing that Claydol every game, it might be a little bit of an issue. Because when I had a similar team with the Ninetales Alola Bishop, I had Sticky Webs as well to make the opponent want to try to defog things away so I can get in Bishop and get that free Defiant boost. Whereas this has gone slightly different, but that option is not there because you're not worried about, they don't have a reason to defog and get rid of the stuff that you've got. Because it's mainly Claydol.
I know Ed is sat there going, yes, but I don't care about hazards. I just Dragon Dance and kill them. I don't care. He doesn't really care about setting them, I don't think. But being on the receiving end of rocks isn't great. Ninetales, Thunderous T, Selgor,
and Salazzle.
Mega Gyarados when it switches in without being Mega. Salazzle. All of these things are not fans of the rock. So...
Just thinking as well, regular Gyarados doesn't care about the fighting moves as much because it still has that flying type, which is nice.
Yes. It's only once it Mega Evolves, so it's sort of a...
We're going to see the Z bounce from people for the Supersonic Sky Strike Gyarados.
Yes. That's so scary.
Hit big. Or is it Z5? I know it gets either bounce or fly.
So
it's bounce, I think.
Moves.
Fast struck. Team isn't terribly flexible because it is mainly just set up and hit. Like, that's pretty much all there is to it.
But it's going to be so nerve-wracking for anyone prepping for this team. Just be like, what setup is he going to do? How's he going to do it? When's he going to do it? How many things is he going to so under the bus to get his sweep off?
And it has better defense than some of the other very offensive teams we've got. So
even if you think you can outspeed him, he probably just tanks it and then smashes you back and one-shots you. So it's like, okay.
And we've had teams in the past that have lost games after the second turn because they let a Thunderous T get off a agility and a nasty plot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that could be you. That could happen to you. It could be you.
As he mentioned during the draft, the mon that counters him the hardest is the unaware tier 1 Clefable, which no one has drafted.
No one has drafted. So it's all down to the WARTORTLES to take on the SHEDINJAS with their quaggy boy.
Oy, oy, oy.
Oh dear. So yeah, this is a scary team. We'll have to see if he can pull it off, but I'm sure he can because he is a good player as well. That's the annoying thing. He's a good player as well.
Even if he screws it up 5 times, that 6th on will still sweep your team.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have to play so clean against this to not just die instantly.
Yeah. So what tier we put in this then?
Wow. The Sheffield SHEDINJAS. They are strong and wise, and I'm very proud of you.
I'm very proud of you, Ed.
Well done, Ed.
I mean, this sums up perfectly, right? It's a very strong team coached by a wise player, and we're always proud of Ed. You know, he's a fan of the show. One day we will get him on the show.
Very knowledgeable.
If you were
for talks.
If you were a Mario Tennis character that was, very powerful with this evil plan,
yeah, just throws all his minions under the bus.
A lot of fodder.
Sounds like maybe this is King Koopa himself.
Oh, it's
Big Boozer.
Big Boozer.
Yeah,
we gave him Bowser, the powerhouse. Yeah, so this is a high profits team coached by an evil genius. It's Bowser. It's Bowser, 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah, there you go. He's also really good in Mario Tennis because he just hits things really, really hard and fast, so it's like actually hard to return his shots. So there you go. Ed. Yeah, good character as well. Oh, I need to look at the Mario Tennis tier list to see which characters actually.
We're not going to play Mario Tennis 64.
No, we are. Eventually. We're not on the show.
With new Mario Tennis. Probably not.
I'm calling it now. Put in the comments if you want to play Mario Tennis in the next Pokemon meetup.
I want a CPU tier list. That's what I want.
PK wants to do like a CPU
tournament
before the playoffs or something to predict the outcomes, which could also be fun.
Like World Cups have like octopuses predicting the results. We could have a Mario Tennis prediction. That's what we could do.
And if you play rubbish in the league, then we'll give you, we'll give you a lower difficulty. Or maybe we use the tier list to set your difficulty.
We don't need an octopus. This is us doing the prediction right now. This is what this whole video is.
But we can add in a Mario Tennis octopus at the end.
Yeah. We need more metrics and
we need more metrics.
More information.
More arms.
Arms get Min.
Min, yeah. Min.
No one has drafted.
No one drafted the Breloom. So okay, so that was the Sheffield SHEDINJAS, the Sheffield SHEDINJAS. Our next team, it's going to be Roy, Al, Scott, and Terry.
Yeah, the return of Roy, Al, Scott, and Terry.
Hells yeah. Otherwise known as the Royal Ascot Terriers, coached by Zoe.
One of my favourite stupid names we have. Oh.
It's just a bunch of actual people's names in a line.
Yes.
The Waylords has still got to be my favourite. The Weapon Wholesale, Jim Demon on contact.
But it'll make our show an hour longer.
True. So we have on the Alteria's team the Asterian now. Mega Absol, really good for me last season. Tapu Fini in tier 1, Mamoswine in tier 2, which we always think is like the scariest mon in draft, just because everyone's weak to ground and ice. Hitmonlee, as well as Weezing and Meloetta and Shaman, all in tier 3. There's a lot of tier 3s coming out for this team. Electros in tier 4 with its 0 weaknesses, and tier 5 Altaria and Klinklang. Tier 5 Extravaganza. There we go. What do we think? Just at a glance.
It's got some stuff. It's got some stuff.
Some stuff.
Tapu Fini Hitmonlee Unburdened Shenanigans. That was enough to undo JP a couple of seasons back. He just doesn't understand how Hitmonlee does it.
Unburdened works, yeah.
I don't get it. I'm choice scout. I've got quick feet, Jolteon. Quick feet, Jolteon should be faster right now.
It switched moves. My God.
How is it switch move? Yeah, he should be choice scout. Yeah. Oh no. It's too late. I've already lost and I'm pissed.
What a good wall in Wheezing, like.
PK trying his best to be nice about this team because for some reason he's just got it out for the Altaris every season.
I don't know why. Like, I have nothing against Zoe. It's just every time like she's got a team, I'm like, it's kind of whatever.
They've got a great Pokemon in Shaman.
It's not a fucking great Pokemon.
It's a great Pokemon. You are literally Dom. You're just the Masquerades.
Apparently, I'm the Dom of this show.
You're also your logo's green. Your theming's green.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of Zoe favourites here.
Yes. I think it's more like she drafts her favourites, which are mons that I don't particularly like. I think that's mainly what it is.
She did get the mascot Altaria again.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Well, should we see what the...
Yeah, what is our survey?
Survey says...
right, so the survey says 7 A ranks, 7 B ranks, and 2 C ranks, which is 57.8, which is a C minus.
Nope.
C minus, ooh.
C minus, yeah. I think that's a C minus. I need to double check that because that seems to be wrong. Hang on, give me 2 seconds.
Whilst you check that,
Yeah.
What do we think, Joe? Like,
It's sort of like it's just like a balancey sort of team, isn't it? It's kind of
it's somewhat average in pretty much everything.
Yeah. It's got some decent offense, but it's not one of the big, bulky, horrible, scary teams.
It has
a
couple of things.
B minus. It's
B
a
minus.
B minus. That
sounds more like it.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. I think it must have auto did it. Well, I did it very late last night, so I think some of them are a bit wrong.
I think I left to go to bed at 2:30. So.
Yeah, if any of them are actually wrong when I look back when I'm editing, I will correct it in post, so you'll see the correct one.
Yeah, there'll be a little asterisk come up on the screen as we talk about the wrong thing.
And maybe I'll do a little edit apology. I'm like, hey, editor GP, I'm sorry, I fucked it up.
I was retired.
Excuses.
Speed-wise, they've got one thing over 100, which is their Absol at 115, but they do have an Unburdened Mon and an easy way to get that. The next fastest thing is Shaman at 100, and then after that it's kind of middling speed. It's not fantastically slow, but it's not great either.
Yeah, I mean, Altaria can Dragon Dance, but it's never going to accomplish anything in its life. Kling Clang does have the shift gear, of course, so that can be pretty fast.
If only that was that tier 4 Clang. If only that was tier 4 Clang.
Tier 4 Clang. That would have boosted their defense even higher. They do have a sort of traditional, what you would think of as a wall in Wheezing. This team has that going for it in the defense.
And as well makes it even more annoying to beat. And
Wheezing, Tapu Fini, Shaman,
Electros, I guess. Can be
all pretty good bulk.
Yeah.
Not amazing, I guess, but pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, Shaman has got the recovery. Meloetta, I don't think gets.
I don't believe so.
Wheezing has to put up with just Pain Split. And Tapu Fini, it can only recover health if it uses Z Refresh, right?
Yeah, it was Zed Haze or Zed Refresh or something.
That's its only downside.
Yeah, at least it is an option, though.
Yeah, it is there.
Yeah. And then, Hazard Game, they've got a good Stealth Rocker, Wheezing will quite commonly use some spikes. And then getting rid of them, obviously they got a nice Rapid Spear on Hitmonlee, which resists rocks.
Tapu Fini, as Ed will say, is a fantastic defogger, right, Ed? Yep. We're on it this time, don't you worry.
We got it, it's in bold. It's in bold.
We got the problematic fixed. It's fine. So pretty good.
I just had a look at the base stats. The standout stat is actually the attack stat. It's 103 average, which is definitely well above the average. Which I'm guessing comes from the Absol, the Mamoswine, Hitmonlee,
Yeah.
Electros, maybe?
I don't think Electros is 115. Yeah.
Yeah. Shaman's at 100. So yeah, pretty decent. What's a Kling Clang before it boosts?
70, I want to say. Oh no, it's 100.
Yeah,
it's 100.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
It's 70 special. That's what it is. Yeah.
No slouch. Yeah. Have you commented on the setup, stealth works and stuff, hazards?
Yeah. We mentioned it's got pretty good. Like it's got quality but not quantity, which is one thing that we had to try to sort of average out with these teams. Like, how good is it?
It's just it's pretty average to good in most areas.
Yeah.
Sort of fairly all-roundy sort of.
Yeah. Not the most flexible in what you can do with it, but it's just solid and good.
Yeah, I think when we totaled up all of our MOT points, it came out as an in-the-middle team, didn't it?
Yeah, it was ever so slightly above our yardstick.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a while till we get to the yardstick.
It's going to be a couple of hours before we get to that yardstick.
Yeah, so overall, I think this is a fairly solid, balanced team. There's some nice synergies with like the Fini and the Himalaya. They're kind of covered on the hazards. They've got a bit of everything, right? So pretty solid team, I'd say.
Yeah.
Some might even say that this team is medium. Oh, you're not ready. Oh.
There we go. It's in. Sorry.
Yeah.
This team was like, oh god.
Hands on keyboard.
Yeah. Mediocre.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice, sort of all-round.
Pretty average.
Kind of. Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily tickle our meterballs.
No.
It's just.
I'm sorry.
It's aight.
It's aight. Yeah.
It's aight.
Yeah.
We just don't rate Tapu Fini, right? We're just looking at
it.
Tapu Fini.
Yeah. Let's do one. It's like, they're better.
It's either Bulu or Coco.
But with this team was a Mario Tennis character. It's like it's not quite all round enough. It's going to take a bit of technique to use this team. It's going to be the technique character, Princess Peach.
Yes.
No, before anyone.
There you go.
It's like, let's give the girl character.
Yeah.
We tried so hard not
to. Speech, and then it's like, but it just fits. Like
it works the best because of like who ends up being the all rounders as well, and the fact that is a blonde female. It did work. It worked on so many levels. We couldn't not do it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It was either going to be Luigi or Peach, and we had to start with Peach.
Someone else is a lot more Luigi-esque.
So I hope you like Peach. Sorry. Sorry if you don't. Actually, no. When we first looked at the cards,
disagree.
Peach was going to be PK. It was going to be PK.
Yeah, it was actually going to be me, but I ended up changing.
Yeah. When we actually looked at PK's team, I was like, oh no, it can't be Peach.
It makes more sense for other options.
There we go. We're going to have all of the hate in the comments now. It's like, Peach success.
We tried.
We tried. We did try. Oh Lord, they don't know how we tried.
Welcome to disagree.
They are welcome.
It also doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it also doesn't matter. This is just a fun little side bit that we managed to put.
No, but we put it at the end of the thing because it matters the most, right? It's the last thing that we do in summation of their team.
So you're saying the end of the show is the bit that matters most every time. The bit I have to do off the cuff.
Oh, better get your thinking cap on, PK. Right, let's go on to the next team and give them no time to think.
Not a regular show. Don't do that on this.
Do we not? I forget how we end it.
We just end it. Speaking of ending it, next team.
We'll never end it. Right, the next team we have the Muddy Bra Metal Poos. Otherwise known
I'm glad you guys remember this.
The Middlesbrough Metapods.
Great. We should mention these aren't written down anywhere. We just remember it.
That's why I'm like, I can't do any of them from memory. I don't
It's from so many sisters. It'd be like, I remember that city. That's the Muddy Bra Metal Poos. And PK is in love with this team.
Yes, I am.
So they have a mega low punny. PK is a fan of the team. Mega A is a mega low punny. Sorry, PK. Tier 1, they have a Victini and a Zapdos. Hippowdon in a tier 2. Vaporeon in tier 3 is another PK favourite. Kill Leader Registeel. I think the Wailords combo. On 14 kills off the top of my head. So that's making his way back onto the Medpulse team to hopefully wreak havoc. They also have the Cofagrigus that literally does it all on its own.
Yeah, that it do.
Then we have in tier 5 Victreebel, Bruxish, and Malamar. Not seeing a lot of Malamar.
It was been drafted once before, I want to say.
It's a cool
came
one.
to like a couple of games. Yeah, like any mon that has Contrary is pretty cool. Like obviously most famously Superior, and then there's the what is that other grass type?
Leaveney.
No, not Leaveney. It's the pink
Lurantis one. Lurantis.
Oh, Lurantis.
Lurantis gets it, and it's pretty. That's also pretty cool. But yeah, I
really unique typing. Dark Psychic.
I like this team.
So this team has caused so many bloody problems. Me and JP were in complete agreement of where we and they were ranked exactly the same, and our point system put it all in like the exact same place. And PK was like, nah. It's the second best team in the entire league.
Because we all individually rated the teams like based on 1 to 16, and then we kind of compared our things, which is how we got one of our lists. And I was like, I know I'm overrating this team, but
the words he was saying, he's like, I know I'm doing this wrong, but I'm gonna do it wrong anyway.
But
make sure you rate it without being biased or taking your personal feelings into account. Okay, but I'm going to be biased and take all of my personal feelings.
Only for this one team. But that's the thing, like, it is me being slightly biased.
Very biased.
His man was telling him no, but his body is telling him yes.
I think if I had this team, I could put in some real work with this team. I think this team would be great. And its shortcomings, and also even when we looked at it later, I was like, okay, I could drop it down a little bit, but I still wouldn't drop it. I still think it's better than you guys think it is. So
luckily, PK does not have a controlling share in AOP.
We had 2 arguments during planning, and this was one of them.
I think this was 2 out of 3 of our arguments.
What was the third one?
No, it was just this twice.
And again on the show. No. Oh dear. Well, before we go any more into this team, should we see what the rest of the league thought about it to see if me and Joe are vindicated, or maybe PK is vindicated?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see. Or maybe PK has created several new accounts to vote. For some reason, the Metapods the Metapods have like twice as many votes as everyone else. I don't get it. Right, so I've got to find them. There they are. Right, so they received 1 S rank, 6 A rank.
That actually was not from me.
Okay. 6 A ranks then, 8 B ranks, and 1 C rank. So that goes to an average of 60.9, which I'm just going to confirm that I've got the right letter, because I'm looking at this and I'm seeing a B.
Sounds about right.
And it is correct. It is. I've done it. I've got it right. I'm going to double check everyone.
I don't understand. So whilst you're doing that, so offense, like it's pretty. It's slightly above average on the offense. Obviously, you got Victini, which is always going to hit hard. It's never going to be bad. Same as Megalopony. And then you've got other things that can hit hard and surprise you, like a Hippowdon, like a Zapdos. We've seen Bruxish 6-0 a team. Like Malamar can get the contrary boost. Like Cofagrigus can nasty plot and just kill things. Like
and kill Leader Registeel.
And then goes without saying, Leader Registeel. Like, but then it's
not like terrifying, right? It's
And a lot of that is on the physical side.
Yeah. Like, a V-creating Victini is way scarier than one that comes out and uses like Glaciate and Thunderbolt and Psychic.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. All right,
Yes.
whatever.
And it, like, even though we got the nerf of no Omni boosting, it's still you know, a really good choice scarf user, still really good Z move user. Even choice band, if you just want to be like boom, boom, boom. If you have Trick Room, does he have Trick Room? He has got Trick Room on Victini itself, as well as the Cavagrigus and Bruxish and Malamar.
Cavagrigus is common with setting it up. Like we've seen it in the league before.
Is this a Trick Room team? Has this gone under our radar as a Trick Room team, despite it being so much on it?
Its speeds are too high for that. It's got middling speed throughout the thing. Like
Zapdos and Lopunny are pretty fast.
Victini
surprisingly
is fast. Victini's the same speed as Zapdos. Bruxish is pretty fast. Like
92 or
92,
something.
Yeah,
the average of the speed is kind of in the middle. Again, I don't think it has any particular base stats that are anything to write home about.
But it could do it, though, right? With enough negative speed IVs, it could be a cheeky crew.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of teams we've got are more like fast and hitty, so it doesn't actually need that drastically slow Mon to pull it off. But whether Wev would want to put a cheeky Trick Room on there is kind of like, you know.
I'm not sure if it's worth it, though. It's not like...
Yeah.
I don't know. Outside, I guess Hippowdon can like curse up and go for it. But that seems like a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so the speed is kind of around the middle, but defensively, like they've got a good set of defense.
This is a really good defensive
got
team.
Vaporeon. Zapdos is pretty good defensively as well. Like Hippowdon's pretty good defensively. Like it's just good.
This is a team with some tanks and some guns, some like bazookas. With the low
it's really like, it's got a gun.
It's got two guns, Victini Lopunny, right?
It's got a gun and a grenade.
A gun and a grenade. Launch the Victini grenade. I assume that's the one you meant was the grenade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clearly the register.
Clearly, no, that's the tank.
Yeah, like hazard-wise, they've got good ways of setting. Like Hippo can set it. Steel obviously sets it well. There's Toxic Spikes. Yeah, Hippowdon. They've got Toxic Spikes and the Cavagus, and that's really it.
Grounded Poison type and Victory Bell.
Yeah, but unfortunately, their only defogger is Zapdos.
Yeah.
Which doesn't like rocks.
It doesn't like coming in on the rocks, and also it's kind of got like that 5-move problem where it always wants to run, you know, like a Thunderbolt, maybe a Volt Switch or a U-turn, a Heat Wave, a Roost, you know, in like a Hidden Power, and it's like, you can't quite get away with running the defog a lot of the time.
Yeah. Victini also doesn't like rocks, but there is the Lopunny and the Hippo and the Registeel that don't really care about them, so it's kind of like having Victini and Zapdos is probably your powerhouse. Like outside the Lopunny, being weak isn't nice, but if they're gonna die in one hit, like Victini will. Well, actually, no. I was gonna say these things aren't as likely to die in one hit, considering Victini's 100 in every stat. Saying that,
This is overall bulky. The first team I think we've seen that's got some like true wally bastards, and it's got a couple of really offensive things. Is it particularly well balanced? Is it going to be able to do all the stuff it wants to do?
in my opinion, yes.
With Trick Room, yes.
It's fair. It's fairly balanced. It's a fairly nice balanced team. They've got some offense. They've got some defense. They've got a decent enough speed. They've got okay hazards, bar removal. Yeah,
I mean, they've got Psychic Fangs to get rid of the screens of the Sheffield Shedinjas.
Yeah, which I had no idea actually got rid of screens until I saw it there, and I was like, what the hell move is that?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Where it's like Brick Break. Only a few Pokemon get it, though. So.
Yeah.
One of them is a Bruxish.
Bookfish. Yeah, so unless we've got anything else to say about it, we can whack that team on a tier list.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready. After
some great debate and stomping down of the peak.
Overruling.
We have decided that this team is mediocre.
To be honest, I could have I could have been happy
borderline.
with. It was definitely borderline for me between
for JP,
two.
but it was definitely in the other tier for me. So,
yeah, it was strongly up for PK, strongly down for Joe. I was in the middle, and Joe won.
Then I got overruled. So. I don't control the tiers, and I went to bed.
Yeah, it was like, right, PK's gone to bed. There it is.
There it is. He's not here to argue.
What's he gonna do? Edit the video? He's gonna edit the video.
He doesn't do shit. He just turns up.
He just turns up. I have to put another camera on for him.
Guys,
He turns up. Makes it like
We had to change the name of the show from TK and Crocs.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we rip into you every single Aalysahs about it.
Yeah.
we were looking at the duration of the Aalysahs video. So back when it was the first time,
Season
it was just
one.
me and,
Oh, sorry. Season three.
Season 3.
Season 3 was 2 hours. It was just over 2 hours for the whole thing. Season 4, it was 2 hours for part 1, 2 hours for part 2.
We added one idiot and we doubled our own time.
Yeah. Season 5, I think, was 2 hours and 3 hours or something like that. So it was like a 5 hour for the thing. Then it might have been longer than that.
It went to 7 hours last season.
And
Season
remember,
four last, sorry.
No. Oh, yeah.
Was
Season
7
5.
hours.
Yeah, season 5 was 7 hours.
And then season 8 was 8 hours.
No, season 6 was 8. No, 9 hours. 9.
9 hours. Okay.
9 hours.
and
yeah,
then we had like 2 days of me and JP arguing as well about
we did, yes.
things. So
But then
Finally agreed
we're
again.
streamlined. Bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang, 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 bang.
So,
Enough of
yeah,
football
the tier, Mario Tennis. Woo, let's go.
Real nice all-round team here.
yeah.
And this is the aforementioned Luigi. Luigi. Luigi Mario.
I'm trying to think of all the Luigi quotes. I've seen so much Luigi on YouTube last few days. I'm watching terminal montage videos.
It's always
Fantastic.
Nobody pay attention to Luigi.
Mario, no.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Oh. So anyone watch was it Super Mario Bros. Z back in the day? Newgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Way
good.
back when.
Back
So
in our
good.
internet boomer stage, yeah.
Internet boomerage. Oh, shoulder rage.
Oh, yeah.
If you like Super Mario Bros. Z, like, comment, and subscribe.
Shout out to the 30-somethings.
Yeah, Luigi works as well. His logo's green. He's kind of tall and,
He's tall and he's balanced.
a gentleman.
But he's not quite our protagonist.
Exactly. They need to see him in a mustache, and then it will be truly working. Right. On to our next team, then, shall we? And that's the reason why we couldn't give Zoe, because we were like, do we give? We can't give Web Peach because it just doesn't work. But
Yeah.
we can give him Luigi.
Yeah, because he was more balanced. He was more all around.
He was more all around. Yes, he equaled our yardstick. Okay, next team. It's another green team of the Malford Masquerades. I mean, I'm saying green as in like their logo. I don't remember what group they're in.
What did you call them? I think you got the name.
Oh, so it's the Medford Nasty Grain, something like that. Methford Nasty Grains.
Method Nasty Grains. Okay,
Method.
Now I know who we're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lost it.
What are you on about there?
Didn't remember.
I was
such a new
switching
team.
to the page, so I was just reading the words. The Malford Masquerades. I was like, but words. I will say them.
Nasty Grains. The Nasty
The Medford Nasty Grains. Yes, so nasty. Right. On the Nasty Grains team, they have is this the first league appearance of Mega Charizard Y?
No,
it came in season 0.
Rob had it, remember?
Rob had
you
it
guys
and
were
put
in
it to
sync.
great use. Yeah.
He did actually, yeah, when he had the Coco, and then he went undefeated until playoffs and then lost. Rip. Rip hip.
That's why the league doesn't matter.
Yeah, interestingly, both the Charizards went this time, which is
Yeah.
So Mega Charizard Y is the Mega Tapu Koko in tier 1, so so far it's Rob's team. Espeon, so far this is actually now Joe's team.
Now my team. Yeah.
Venusaur in tier 3 with Empoleon, the Icy Penguigo. As well as a very scary Snorlax. Blastoise and Raichu Alola in tier 4. So he's got that Raichu Tapu Koko synergy. And Rotom Frost and Golem Alola in tier 5. I was looking at that Golem Alola. Big galvanized explosions.
Unless it got drafted last season, which I don't remember it was. Regular Venusaur. This is the first appearance since season 1. This is of regular Venusaur.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I brought it for my chlorophyll with regular Ninetales. And
we've got a much better chlorophyll, like Setter. A much better.
Yes, with Charizard.
Sun Setter. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this thing will come out and scare anything that's in.
Yeah.
Except for maybe
scary team, but
yeah. What did the
survey say?
Oh, we were going straight to the survey. Okay.
Yeah, we'll go straight into it.
The Method Nasty Grains. Where are the best? There they are. So they received 2 S ranks, 8 A ranks, and 6 B ranks. Not a single C rank or D rank.
It's too good.
So they got an average of 68.8, which is an A minus.
Yeah,
nice.
A minus, yes. Yeah. So pretty strong team according to the league.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah,
where we think that's coming from?
According to our criteria, our metrics, it's a very strong team as well.
Yeah. It's I mean, you've got bloody Tapu Koko, Raichu Alola synergy and power. Yeah. You've got Mega Charizard Y hitting really hard, and then Sun for the Venusaur. Yeah. Like Espeon hits like a truck. And Empoleon actually still has surprisingly decent special. Every time I look at it, I'm like, what? Why does it have?
Snorlax can hit very powerful. Yeah. Even Golem Alola can
hit like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah. God.
They've
got the speed as well.
We're just talking about base stats on the offense. The attack is above average, or it's about average, but slightly above average. But the special attack is the highest in the league of 100. Which
and
obviously they're getting from the Charizard and Espeon.
And you got to remember, this doesn't take into account the terrain and the weather. So even though Coco's stats aren't great, they're okay, they're pretty good, it gets the electric terrain boost, as does the Raichu Alola, and then the Charizard gets the sun boost.
But the nega synergy of that Rotom Frost not getting it, because it's obviously levitating. However, the Golem Alola, those galvanized explosions, the galvanize changes any normal type move into electric.
It doesn't just do that, it also double edges, which will still hit like an absolute monster.
Oh, yeah. In electric terrain.
Yeah.
Which is actually super nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Did you have the Golem Alola on your electric
I had it as well for my electric terrain team. Yep.
Right. So he's essentially drafted your team.
My team it's between Rob's season 5 team and Joe's season
3 team.
It's
and
exactly
a Snorlax that I had later on as well.
Yeah. So it's 2 incredibly good teams, and they merge together, and they still synergize well. It's like, this is a team right here.
Big speed as well. I mean, Tapu Koko is obviously fast as hell. Raichu Alola is the fastest thing in the world on the electric terrain.
Even without the electric terrain, it's still like 110, but just the same as Espeon.
Yeah. Espeon's fast, like you mentioned. Rotom, actually Rotom's not that fast. Mega Charizard Y's got 100 speed. Chlorophyll on the Venusaur. Yeah. Good bit of priority kicking around as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're choice scarf users of Koko and Espeon, and possibly Raichu. Are going to be possibly Raichu if they want to.
Raichu Alola electric.
I want to see that. I really want to see that.
It'll go so far. It'll actually make it the slowest thing ever, and then it'll counter the Trick Room team that we've just mentioned.
I actually had a skit idea that I was going to do for that when Joe had it, but I don't think it ever came off and did anything, so I didn't make it. But I was going to do a thing.
It just overflows the value from the speed and rolls it back into negative.
It was just going to be Raichu overtaking loads of different stuff as outspeeding, and then it's got things like Choice Scarf Koko, and it just flies past that. That was the idea.
Were you going to do it with initial D?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. I like all the infographics where it's got like the ones that Handsome John did, where like all the positions switch around, and then there's one team just appears out of nowhere and it goes deja vu, like gets right to the top. Love those ones.
Oh, God.
I think they did that for the world's wealthiest man, and it was Elon Musk just appeared out of nowhere, just went like, oh dear. Anything else to say about this team? The defensive wise, we've not talked about that.
I mean, they're okay. They've got an Empoleon and a Snorlax, and I guess a Golem and a Rotom.
A regular Venusaur can be.
It's not terrible. Same with Blastoise, pretty bulky as well.
Toxic Leech Seed, the old Glasgow Golduck set.
Yeah. I mean, so they've got pretty decent bulk, and then they've got two things I would consider pretty much walls in the Empoleon and the Snorlax. Definitely the Snorlax. Empoleon is lacking that recovery.
It's a special wall, but...
Yeah. It's definitely horrible to try and hit through. And also just kills you back, because it still has bloody loads of special attack for no flipping reason.
Because it's a starter.
Yeah, exactly. And great typing in the Water Steel.
Hazards-wise? They've got Stealth Rocks on Empoleon and Golem Alola. That's it.
Yeah.
But Empoleon's still good at it. In terms of removal, they've got 4 Defoggers and a Rapid Spin.
And a Magic Bounce.
A Magic Bounce.
And a
both
Magic Bounce,
on the Espeon, yeah. So
and a Ground Poison and Venusaur.
Yeah.
For removing those toxic spikes. I think when we were looking at this, like, it has got a lot of them, but the only one that you really want to be doing it is Blastoise for the Rapid Spin and I guess Stealth Rock on Empoleon. Yeah. Defog, I guess.
The rest don't want to be dealing with it.
Yeah, so Empoleon's going to be coming.
Still there.
That is true. I feel like Empoleon's going to be coming to a lot of games.
Like, Coco can do the defog, but it usually doesn't want to be sticking around for an extra turn to do the defog. It either wants to kill something or it wants to just volt switch out there ASAP.
Does his game plan rely on Stealth Rocks? I mean, he definitely doesn't want rocks set up against him, which is why he's got the Espeon to guard for the Charizard.
Yeah, thinking if you get up rocks and get in a good Earthquake user against this team, it probably might fall down, but you'll have to survive and kill it, like kill the team.
So this is a pretty fast, hitty team. It's the most special defenses team in the league. In a league that doesn't have that much special attack.
And the base stats are slightly misleading. They're even better than they look. Like
exactly. Defense no slouch, hazard controls, got it down. Look, not the most flexible, but I guess he can either go electric terrain or sun or both or neither.
I mean, you've just made it sound like he's very flexible, so you need to take that back.
he's the thing is, his mons aren't individually that flexible.
Yeah.
Like, Coco can be physical, especially offensive, but it ain't turning up with a bloody Roost leftovers defog. Toxic set, is it? So,
I think this team is very good. I had it in my top four teams in the league.
Yeah, I think we all did. I want to say
it's very similar to another one, so I think we should whack it in the tier list.
Well, in that case, they are strong and wise, and I'm very proud.
Strong and wise. We are very proud of you. Yeah. Good job, Dom. Is this the return of Season 1 champion, Dom? Alpha Method Nasty Grains.
Maybe. We'll find out.
Time will tell. But tell us the most important information. Who are they in the Mario Tennis, though? We don't care about the tiers. We need to know who they're playing.
The blistering speed at which that Tapu Koko and Raichu Alola and Chlorophyll Venusaur is going to be running around at.
Speed is
deadly. Speed character.
Speed character. Okay.
It's going to be
speed character.
What screen speed?
Yoshi.
Yoshi! Oh yeah, because they're
flying.
Who's flying here? What actual group? What color group are the Nasty Grains?
I can.
They don't go
Green?
there.
I can try to get it up quickly.
Are they
Green, blue,
yellow?
And then
green.
we'll talk about the things.
Blue, green, yellow.
The color groups don't matter.
No, but they matter
are
in terms of
group.
the green. Oh, so good. Green logo, green group, green Yoshi. Hells yeah.
Yeah.
And all of the Pokemon are yellow.
Color, so you know.
Oh, we can, but yeah, you're right. Inclusive Yoshi.
There we go.
Awesome sauce. That's an old saying, isn't it? Oh, awesome
Jesus.
sauce. Oh, Jesus.
All right, Grandad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Grandad.
Okay,
boom. There we go. See, we're down with kids. We know the memes.
Oh, we are, isn't he?
Next team.
Best team in the league.
Oh, hello. It's the Luton Town Leafons.
Yeah, it's my team.
We weren't particularly very creative with this one when we came up.
No.
Yeah, Leafons.
Yeah, it was just
Leafons.
Leafons. Yeah, Luton Town Leafons.
Yeah, so this is my team.
Do you want to
Mega.
refer it, PK? Your team, your boys and girls.
We have a B, we have a neutral Mega in the Mega Swampert. My tier 1 is Tornadus Therian. Tier 2s, we've got Pelipper and Ferrothorn. Tier 3 is Jolteon and Venomoth. Tier 4 is Ludicolo and Durant. Tier 5 is Lipard and Poliwrath.
So we've got 2 to 3 months that haven't made an appearance before. I mean, I think Ludicolo has been brought maybe once, but Poliwrath and Venomoth.
So Ludicolo has not been brought before.
Okay.
It had
So 3 months.
that's 3 months
brand
and never
new.
been brought before. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, good job, PK. Good job.
Hell
PK.
yeah. I try to do it every season. I at least get something new in, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So this team was rated number 1 according to the Carmine podcast.
No.
yes.
Yeah. And funnily enough, PK
Not bad.
didn't put himself quite so high
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably the worst team I ever drafted. But
I think so. I've liked all of your teams. This one, it has a Venomoth in tier 3.
yes, that is the big elephant in the room. The big
Yeah.
bug in the room. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Go on. Why have you drafted a Venomoth?
So Venomoth is one of my favorite mons that just looks wise has ever been. No one's ever drafted it before. And I knew I wanted a rain team, but I knew I also wanted to bring Venomoth just because it's the last hurrah for Gen 7 and it's not in Gen 8. So it's like, all right, there's going to be a
Nobody
mod
wanted it in Gen 8.
except for me.
Nobody
So I'm
cared.
like, all right, doesn't matter how good it's going to be, no matter how overpriced it may be in tier 3, which I think it's probably still fine as tier 3. I'm just picking it. Come what may. My team is not going to be balanced anyway, so I'm just going to have it there as my mascot and try to do something with it. Just use it for like a game at least.
So, what did the survey say? If Carmine thinks it's number 1, do they think it's number 1?
It's not far off actually. I need to double check the percentage. I think the percentage I've got is wrong. So I do. No, so the
I didn't
percentage is
rate
correct. The rank I've written is wrong. So
Let's put it that down. So I definitely didn't rate this team an S, even though I think most of the time I think my teams are, but not this one.
right. So the Luton Town Leafeons, they received 5 S ranks, 7 A ranks, 3 B ranks, and 1 C rank. Which gives an average of 75%, which is an A+.
Hey,
just
yeah.
shy of an S rank. And actually, I did have a sneaky peek at the results partway through the survey, so like before everyone filled it out, and you were the team with the most S ranks at that point. Like you had nothing but S and A ranks, and S was like over half the pie chart, but then everyone else gave you less points.
Yeah. The people who don't care enough to do it first. Yes, so the people that don't matter.
Exactly. Like us. No.
Yeah, like me. I did it last time.
Yeah, same. So A+, how you feel about that, PK?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I gave myself an A.
I'm feeling good, Ken. This is great news. It's one of a beautiful day.
Give
Beautiful day.
110%.
And I mean, I would probably agree. Like when we looked at all the teams, like I started myself in the middle of the bracket because I'm like, yeah, it's probably about middle. And then when I was comparing, like, say, like Team 6 to Team 7, I was just like, I kept moving myself up. I'm like, I'm still getting up here. Like, I still think my team's better than that. Like,
yeah, you were like, you were moving yourself up, and then you were moving Joe further down. Like,
it started that we were 6, 7, and 8 on my list, and then it's kind of split and widened apart.
Same on my list as well. It's just I us in different positions. Yeah.
This team.
Like, God,
it's a
give us the business. Oh, okay, yeah, it's a rain team.
It's a rain team, obviously. Like, I initially had the Politoed, the Soggy Froggy, but now we upgraded into the Pelipper. I was mentioned at the start, the only things I didn't get were Thundurus and Cobalion, but instead of that, I got a Jolteon, a Tornadus T, which the tier 1s are always odd, because, like, it's probably the best, rain tier 1 that you'd consider traditionally, but I'm just like, it's just kind of boring, isn't it? Like, so we didn't want it, but then it was like the season I ended up with Mega Venusaur. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll take this really good Mon, like this fantastic Mon. But yeah, no, this is a team of things I think would work well, and a little favorite stashed in. Like, there's a Durant right there, which is a favorite of mine as well.
Yeah. I think with your previous teams, you've tried to make a team that would be like actually good, that wasn't following a certain archetype, whereas this one you've gone for a certain archetype and tried to make it good based on what you could get. Yeah,
and mainly because this it's meant to be our final for now. See, Gen 7 thing. It's like I kind of just want to have some fun and maybe not think as much like about what I'm doing. So it's like, well, if I make it say a theme team, then you're like, well, that's the theme. Let's go. Like,
yeah, that makes it a little easier on yourself. Just a quick look at the base stat totals. You are on the lower end, 504, when the lowest is only 6 lower. But most of, like, you get so much extra statage in the rain.
I have 3 Swift Swimmers in this. I have a Quiver Dancer. And
obviously the damage is all double on the
rain. And the damage is double as well. So even if the attack and speed are somewhat low, they all get boosted.
Yeah. And then, is it 1.5 times or 2 times in the rain? Sorry,
2 times.
1.5, isn't it? Yeah, even better. Like,
my God.
Like, you're saying this as like, oh, I should know.
You should know this as the man drafting the rain team.
Yeah, but everything's a nice boost. Like,
it was interesting in the draft watching you and the Yungooses battle it out for the rain stuff, and then he has since abandoned it. And adopted it fully. I didn't want to have to do it to him but there is scope for 2 rain teams. However,
it's because I was originally looking at doing a rain team as well,
and you were both
and I spoke to PK, and I was like, "What are you thinking of doing?" And he was like, "Oh, rain team," and I was like, shit."
We both had different mons, like different megas and different mons.
Yeah. There was only 1 tier 2 that was on both of our lists.
Yeah.
Neither of them did I don't think it's been drafted. I don't think it has.
It hasn't been drafted, no.
Which one?
It has previously, but not this time.
Yeah.
What was the one?
It was Goodra. We both were after a hydration Goodra and Faster Goodra in the rain. But no one's got it at all. So.
I'm kind of sad you put back the frog, especially after you posted that thing where it was just like 5 frogs or 6 frogs.
Yeah, it was
only frog team.
Frog team. It was Poliwrath, Politoed, Toxabloke, and someone else. There's got to be another frog that was actually posted, I think, last night or something. But yeah, I was going to have the Battletoads of Poliwrath and Politoed, but Pelipper's just better, and like that's the problem. Pelipper's just kind of like, it's just better.
the slow U-turn you get from it that allows it to take a hit and then bring in Swampert clean.
It was
too good.
Yes.
And also,
and the fact it has access to defog as well. It just gives it another,
It's defog, hurricane, and U-turn.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh well,
yeah.
For an
choice specs hurricane,
like, great
pumps. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a reason why it's the preferred choice over Politoed.
Yeah.
But you do miss out on the Whirlpool, Perish Song shenanigans, and Belly Drum.
It's true, but the U-turn was just real convenient for like getting in a Swampert. Let's put that slow U-turn to get in a Mega Swampert, and it's like, well, you're going to have to work around it. But saying that, like, offensively and defensively, we're not actually fantastic. We're kind of sort of middle of the road. Like,
I mean, defensively, I'd say you're worse than middle of the road. Like, you're pretty much just a Ferrothorn, right?
It's Ferrothorn is my only like defensive thing, but even still, like, I've got the Regenerator on the
Regenerator, Rocky Helmet, Tornadus Tea. You've got kind of Swampert. Yeah, Swampert is bulky. It's like 120 in each defense or something stupid. Like
aside from the
Durant can take a physical hit. Like,
and Pelipper, like you said, takes that hit and then you turns out right. That's strong. So
defensively, it's not the worst.
But it's not the worst, but it's not.
But like, there are things that this team lacks, like mainly like flexibility. It's not a flexible team. Like, it's got a theme that is like
team. That is what it do. And I'm not seeing you not bring the rain.
Yeah, mainly because I probably don't want to. So,
exactly.
Like, that's probably going to be every game. Like, I may do like some funky shenanigans with a lot of lower tiers if the situation can arise. But
one thing I would have.
Was it Marianne who who had a rain team but only ever brought the rain like 1/3 of her games or something?
Yeah, that was frustrating.
Bring the rain. I know it's predictable, but bring the rain.
Why does it always rain on me? So it didn't rain. One thing I really would have liked to see on this team, but I guess you could argue against it because weaknesses. I would have liked to see a Manaphy on this team because it would have given you the bulk, would have given you a bit more flexibility, would have given a really nice tail globe sweeper. In the rain, it gets hydration, so you can just rest up, so you get full heals, and you instantly wake up and cure any status you got. So it can't be toxic. It's fantastic on a rain team.
It was a consideration. Same with Keldeo before you drafted it. I was like, oh, Keldeo does pretty good in the rain. Choice specs, hydro pumps. But when it came to it, it's like, well, my Hurricane user would be Pelipper, and I'm like, I mean, I still need a tier 1, and there wasn't an electric type, so it's kind of like, do I take another water type and then have a flyer in tier 3, and none of those were very good. So it's like,
you just reminded me of the electric type shenanigans in the draft because you were like, "There's no electric types left. There's no electric types left." Meanwhile, Handsome John of the Worcester WARTORTLES be like, he hasn't noticed Road and Wash. He hasn't noticed Road and Wash, the perfect mod for a rain team.
Yeah, like generally, looking at it after, I was like, actually, I think that mod would have been perfect because I could have drafted it. I didn't have to take Jolteon in tier 3, but it's an EV that I've never had before, so it's like, and it gives me a Volt Absorb as well.
And it also means that you're not doubling up on the grass weakness in your top tiers, which is nice. I think Tornadus Tea is fine. 100% accurate Hurricanes is worth it, in my opinion.
And Regenerator is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Especially because this team might be switching a lot.
Joe, you were so still then for a second. I was like, oh no, we've lost Joe. He's frozen. You were like... It doesn't work because my cable's moving.
Yeah. Like, so basically this team, like, we are fast. We can hit. Not great, but we can hit. Like, and my weaknesses are kind of covered. So it's like, you know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it pretty quickly. And it's like, you got to work around it.
Yeah, and you've got some decent hazard setting and removal. I mean, I'd say,
well, there's some.
Venomoth can do a lot. It is also a grounded poison, despite it being a flying bug. So you're covered there as well. So Venomoth actually ticks a lot of boxes for you.
Yeah,
however,
spikes and defog.
I hope it's a lot better than it actually is. I mean, it's got to be tier 3 for a reason, right?
I mean, the reason it's there, if people don't know, it's the second best Quiver Dancer after Volcarona. So it just
has tinted lens. So even if you resist the hit, you're going to take more damage.
Yeah. And he is going to be taking less damage from the fire attacks in the rain, so it is a bit bulkier, which is nice as well. Overall, there is a lot to like about this team. You just got to sell it to us for us to believe in it.
Yeah. I mean, when first person gets smacked up by a Swampert, and that's like, obviously, I usually draft great teams, but I'm garbage at battling. So now this is a slightly worse team, but it's an easier to play team. So hopefully that kind of evens out.
Less brain needed.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully that'll work out.
And you haven't got a Sucker Puncher to not use Sucker Puncher, right? Oh no, Lipard, no!
There's a life on there.
Oh, yeah. I cannot wait for that to hit the field with its nickname. It's got the best nickname.
I've got almost all of my nicknames done. Like usually it's quite a tradition now that I am the first nickname rater of the season, and I'm pretty much done already. So yeah, I'm good to go for our first step.
I need to think of a way to streamline that as well. But right, should we go the tier rating for this?
PK, you are strong and wise, and I am very proud.
I've always wanted you to say that to me.
I mean, I wasn't saying that to you. I was saying that to your team. Definitely not to you.
I don't remember us putting the Leafeons there. I thought he was. I thought he was in the middle with us. Well, me anyway.
I've clawed my way out of the middling pack.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, he's got a synergistic team. It's got stuff on it. Like rain teams are good for a reason.
It's got traditional stuff on it.
And he's made a sensible choice in going for the rain team, so he is wise, as well as halving a Mega Swampert.
Yeah, for me, it's just lacking that little bit of defense, right? And its flexibility. But other than that, it's strong, it's fast. In fact, it's so fast in the rain with all this Swift Swim.
Oh.
Seems like another speedy character for chats.
We've already got Yoshi. Who else is in the speed category?
PK, of course, famous for being a trap with that bow in his hair. It's going to be the speed character, Birdo.
Is he a boy or is he a girl? We'll never know.
Depending on translations, you will never find out.
A pink boy who lays eggs. It's Birdo.
And he fires eggs out of his schnoz. Just spews nonsense all the time.
The Birdo is being taken over by the Tornadoes. Like that's where it comes from.
Oh yeah, the Birdo. Yeah. Okay, nice. I like it. Well, there we go. So PK is Birdo.
I'll take it.
And with that, that's our halfway point.
Is that halfway?
That's 8 teams done.
Well, we're on track for season 4 right now.
Smashing it.
Streamlined.
Bang. Shall we take a little break here and
adjourn?
Yeah, and then we'll be back with the second part very soon. Yeah, we'll catch you in a bit.
Hell yeah.